Oh no. What have we done? That situation normal for us. Don't be afraid, folks. This is a game called Factorio. I already know how to do all this. Thank you very much. So what you're looking at here... Oh, Lord, let's get away from all that. Look how he runs. What a dingus. Okay, so what are you looking at here? You're looking at a game called Factorio, and what do you got to do? Well, you were sent to this planet by, I don't know who, I guess other people, other humans, and you were supposed to use all this here to build a, it's like an interplanetary rocket ship type thing. And you were supposed to like bring more people here or pave the way for them. It's kind of changed over the years. I think the first time you were supposed to build some kind of like anti-missile system or something where the spaceship could lift off. But like I said, it's changed. But anyway, what's the neat part about this game? Well, it's very similar to RimWorld in that you start off with this one gentleman here, whereas in RimWorld you have three. And in RimWorld you say, hey, you need to cook first and then... I'm sorry, you need to hunt first and then cook. You can't cook until you hunt something, so the priority should be hunting over cooking, right? Gotta have meat first. In this game, you don't have to deal with any of that. All you have to do, you have this one man here, and all you have to do is just get all your resources in a row and set up a factory to help produce the components you're gonna need for the rocket ship. Now, where does it get dicey? Well, this game is a number cruncher's dream. Right? So when you set the base up, you need to take close attention to how much something produces, how much something can consume, the rate at which something can transport something, and then interchanges and manufacturing times. So this game is absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful game. It's basic. It's come a long way from what it did look like. This is just leaps and bounds over what it was. But it is a little basic, but it's solid. It has a solid gameplay. So let's kind of just take a look at the resources. We start off here. We have tons of copper, a little bit of stone here. We have iron and that big black patch we ran away from back over here. This is going to be coal. We can open up our inventory and we see that we can manufacture a handful of items right off the bat. Okay. Guns, weapons, radar dish, yada, yada, yada. And then we have some things here already built for us. One of them is a burner, mining drill, a stone furnace, a little bit of wood, and then I picked up those iron plates from the crash site. Let's go ahead and drag that down here. Drag that down here, and then we'll just not worry about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the burner drill down. Okay, I'm going to put it over the coal, and then it says, hey buddy, you don't have any fuel in here. I'm going to take that log wood, I'm going to put it in here, and it's going to consume the log wood, and it's going to drill, it's going to manufacture. How do you... Oh, it spits it out. That's right. And you got to pick it up. How do you pick up? Oh, I have forgotten how to pick up things. I think it's tab. Nope. It's laying right there on the ground. That right there is coal that it has picked up for us. I have just forgotten how to pick something up off the ground. You can pick it up yourself manually, right? Like you can harvest manually with your pickaxe. But I have forgotten how to do that. There's actually a trick that some people do. They'll actually make another burner, and it says we need 9 steel plates. You see, so it says 9 steel plates, and then 5 stone. We don't have the steel plates. Let's run right back up here to the broken crash site. Let's see if there's any more steel plates. None there. I think they'll actually show you a little picture. What's in here? Just, a huge thing. There's only 8 mags. Really? There's some more of those. So we're up to 8. We needed 9. Needed 9. Okay. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world. I think we can go hand mine some iron over here and then turn it into an iron plate. Let's just go see if we can hand mine it right quick. Oh, I think we have to put the smelter down first. Yep. Okay, so we have a little bit of the ore. Go ahead and put the smelter down. And we can just put it down right here for right now. It's not going to be a big deal where we put this stuff. Later, though, you're going to see that, oh, the devil is in the details. And then here, let's go ahead and put the iron ore in, and then we'll put a little bit of that coal in, and we'll just go ahead and turn it. I think it turns it directly into that plate. It sure does. Perfect. Great. We'll just take all that. We can't get our coal back. It's just gonna. I don't even think it uses it. I think it turns it off, which is just great. Let's come back over here and let's build that burner. Oh yes, we need now 5 stone. And of course you can upgrade your pickaxe later, but you're going to see that the hand mining stuff, like once you get the very first little bit up and off and running, like you're not going to need that like ever again. You'll hardly ever look back. Okay. And he'll craft that for us. And then it pops up down here. And now the reason why I wanted to do this, and the reason why I said it was a trick, I forgot how you turn this stuff. I really should have played this just a wee little bit before I brought you guys back over here. There you go. It's T for turn. If you see there's that little yellow arrow, that means output. Well, if we turn this guy facing to the right, where his output's going to the right, or this guy's output is physically touching him, what's going to happen is he is going to dump his coal into this guy, right? So this is going to act as like a little, this is going to act. Let me go ahead and get this guy turned back on. He's out of gas. This right here is going to act like a box for us. It's going to slowly accrue coal. If you watch, it's going to tick up from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, yada, yada, yada. It's just going to keep going up. So this is kind of like a little box for us. And if we had 4 of these, if we had enough steel plates to make 4 of these, we could just put them in a little box, a square shape. And this guy would feed into him. He would fit into a guy here. This guy would feed into this one so that they would continually be mining. And that's a trick I've seen a lot of people do. Let's go ahead and try to replicate that here with us. Mainly because I don't know how to pick up stuff off the ground. It's probably like Shift or C or something. I'll go up here and grab a lot of iron ore. There probably is a way for us to go ahead and make a little box, so we can just put the box up. Oh, there you go. Wooden crate. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I want to build one of those, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more steel plates and more stone. I think I picked up 1 extra stone, so I probably just need 4. There's 3 and 4. I'll go ahead and get 1 more just in case. And I have a lot of ore here. Let's go ahead and drop it back off inside this bad boy. There's 7. And that coal probably will get us all the way to the 9 that we need. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to need some more of this for sure, though. There's 4. I'm going to do a little bit of house cleaning here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that music down just a wee little bit. There we go. Perfect. And then picking stuff up, I really think it's like control or something. Let me just alt tab out of here right 1 second, figure out how to pick something up. Nothing but the best videos here on my channel, folks. Nothing but the best. How do you pick up stuff on the ground in Factorio? You press Z to drop items and F to pick them up. See? Simple. Simple. And we pick that up. Now that that area there is cleared out, it's going to be able to drop stuff off. We're going to take this little box here, and while we're waiting on that stuff over there to get, while we're waiting on the plates over here to get done, we're just going to go ahead and put that box there just so we can start accruing some coal. We're going to need it for the burner over there for the furnace. See, it's already out of plates. Let's go ahead and take it, put that in here. We'll take our 11 plates. We have 13 now. I want to build 2 more of these, or do I want to build? Let's go ahead and build 1 more. Let's go ahead and throw it over here in the iron field, just so we can get some iron ore going. And if we can find another tree, that would be fantastic. Eventually, and this is where the game just gets ludicrous. Eventually, trees are going to be quite the enemy. Maybe not on this map. This map, I don't see that many trees, but eventually trees are going to be a nuisance. and you're going to have to, oh Lord, you're going to have to just take a flamethrower to an entire forest. Yeah, it's not pretty after a bit. Let's go over here and grab some more wood. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. I just need one for right now. And then on the way back home, I'm going to stop by the coal fields. I'm going to grab some coal. Folks, how are you doing today, by the way? Didn't get a good intro. Didn't get my regular howdy doody. Just kind of jumped right into it. Ooh, there's 20. All right, let's go down here to this guy. And we're just going to take half. Let's just throw half in there, right? So that's going to keep him going. That's going to keep that going. We have our drill here. Why don't you just throw it right there on the side? Throw that little box down. Come over here to this. Throw 10 coal in there. Now what you can do, probably what we should do, we can go ahead and just pick this thing up. I'm going to take that 3 coal out. Take it up. What you can do is you can go ahead and just put it right there. Okay? And now what's going to happen is that this right here is going to act like our chest, right? That little wooden chest we made is just going to act like it. So this thing is just going to dump directly into it. It's just going to keep making these little plates, you know, forever. And that's going to be great for us because we're going to need quite a lot of these plates, okay? All right, over here to this. Take that. Now there's a way to pick up the stuff without opening the box. I have forgotten all the shortcuts and such. But again, some people, you guys on this channel, you know, maybe you watch hunting videos religiously and you would never be exposed to a game like this just because it's not in your, you know, wheelhouse. So, you know, basically I'm saying that if you're here trying to look for the ultimate tips and tricks of Factorio, oh man, are you lost, brother? We're just messing around here. I'm just trying to show off this game. Again, this game is about 5 years old, but God, the developers, they put so much love into this game. It really does show. Let's go up here and just hand mine. We're going to do about 4 loads of this rock here. Maybe we should go ahead and make one more burner. That's the only bad thing about this is that, you know, these burners here, they're so, I mean, they're not great, but at the beginning you're like, man, I will pay you to do this work. Okay, let's just do that here. We'll have you, we'll put a little box down. I don't have any charcoal on me. Coal rather. Let me go back over here and pick up some coal. Let me see if I can figure out how to take it out of the box without, there you go. You hold down control, left control. You just click on the box and you'll pick up everything inside of it. There you go. And you can just left control and click and he'll put it into a spot if there is a spot for it. There we go. Now we got this joker here making stone for us. We got this joker here making steel plates for us. And then down here we have the coal field, right? This is great. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see things working for us, taking some of the load off of what we're doing here. And we just picked up 27 iron plates. You see that? 27 iron plates. We just picked up 6 stone. So now we should be able to build another burner. The drill, the extractor, right? And we're getting closer to that little that setup we want, right? We're getting closer to this thing here. You gotta turn him. Oh Lord, that's the research tree there. Don't even worry about it for right now. Okay. We'll go up there and grab just one more stone batch and we should be ready to go for the last one. Perfect. Perfect. Boop. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. How do you pick it up here? Pick that up. And then R. There we go. And now you're all feeding into each other, and you might think to yourself, well, this is just a little wasteful. Like, this doesn't make any sense. You're not 100% wrong, but the idea is that if you look here, you see how that's ticking up? It's doing it for every single one of these. So if you ever need any coal, right, we just got 50 coal there, 17 coal there, 17 coal, like, all you gotta do is just shift click, and now, I'm not shift click, control click, and now we got it, okay? Now, what we would really love to do is we would really love to find some way to transport coal from here all the way over here to this side so that we don't have to keep running back and forth, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, this game has it. They're called transporter belts, all right? We can go ahead and make 4 of these. So I'm going to make 4. I'm going to kind of show you the idea behind what a transporter belt does. Okay. We're going to spin it. Okay, you see that? Now what's going to happen is we can build an arm, a robotic arm, and that robotic arm is going to take out of this and it's going to put it on this belt, and this belt is just going to move whatever is placed on it all the way to wherever you tell it to go. So this thing right here, we need to put in coal for this, and we need to put in coal for this, right? And eventually we're probably going to have 13 or 14 of these bad boys all lined up in a row, and 13 or 14 of these bad boys all lined up in a row. And we're going to be feeding all of those miners and makers, right? The furnaces, we're going to be feeding it from this coal here, okay? Let's go back into here. This is called a burner inserter, and this is just a regular inserter. Eventually, we're going to be able to make electricity from steam power, okay? So, but this burner right here actually uses coal, okay? We'll take that right there. I'm going to build just 1, 2 of these. I want to build more of this stuff here. I'm just going to build all of those. I know I'm going to need them. And then let me go ahead and bring that guy and put him down here. Then I have a bunch of coal and stuff in my pockets I need to really dump off somewhere. All right. Don't make a liar of me, man. See how he's picking that up? And now that thing is turning the right way. Now see that? Now this burner inserter... Oops, I feel like, can I get rid of that? How do you stop? There we go. I feel like, how is it working? Oh, it picked up one of the coal and put it into itself, I bet. Yeah, it's got 1 fuel over there on the right hand side. So this joker, he picked up the first one. He was like, 1 for me, 1 for you, right? So he just sent this going down the line here, okay? Now how cool is that, right? How cool is that? Let's go ahead and spin this around. As I said, we're probably going to have 2 lines. Well, would it be better to shift this around and have this come down main drag? Now this is where the game gets tricky, right? We got to figure out how we want to do this. Like, how best do we want to feed in to this? Do we want to turn it sideways? Let's turn it sideways. Go here and we'll snag all that. Come up here, we're going to snag all that. I'm going to open this up because I know I have a ton of coal in my pocket, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a ton of coal. Come down here, give it the rest of the coal, and then I'm going to say, you know what, I need to make, I'm only going to get 2 more of these. Why? What's my limiting factor? It's the plates. 1 more of those. Then this, I'm going to have, what, 3? So I'll take 3 more of those. Cool. What's my limiting factor again here? It's going to be the plate. Did I get me another one? Sure didn't. Okay, 6. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this to the right. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to have this here. 1, 2, 3. And oops, I've already messed up. What did I do wrong? Tell me what I did. I didn't leave a spot for the what? For the inserter, right? Didn't leave a spot for the inserter. So let's just go ahead and put the inserter there. We're going to turn this and go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to go up here and just go ahead and disassemble this. Pick that up. Because I want all of this to be the same. I want it all to look nice. And okay, I need to make more inserters here. These are my burner inserters. I need 3 more of those, probably. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Then I need to make more belts. So here, turn that 20. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. And then the belt. They see that? They pick one, they put it into themselves, and then they're going to start doing that. And now these are going to be emptying into here, but this thing needs fuel. So I'm going to need to run another line up around here to go ahead and feed this thing fuel. And the only bad thing about doing it that way, like if I started here where my cursor is and came up and brought another line over here to feed it fuel from this direction, the only bad way about doing it that, or the only drawback to doing that, is I can't take the plates out. Because eventually I'd like to have another transport belt taking these plates out of this and moving the plates off to somewhere else. That's what I'd ultimately like to see here. So how does one do that? How does one do that? Let's see. Let's see if we can figure this out together here. No matter if we orient it this way or this way, we're going to need to have either a inserter moving this in there. So no matter how we do it, I think we're just going to have to, yeah, I think we're just going to have to put it in here. Oh, do these? Yeah, they do need fuel to work. How do you do half? There we go. You just left that control click again. It'll put, like, I guess half in there. Put that in there. Don't need it. Okay. Well, while that's doing that, let's go for a walk. Sometimes going for a walk will clear our head. Let's go ahead and pick up all that stone. And this guy here has no carrying capacity, from what I understand. Like, he just. Now, what is this here? Have we... Yeah, that thing right there is taking too much out, right? Taking too much out too quickly. So it messed up the whole system here. It stopped the whole coal conveyor contraption, the CCC. Okay, now he's got fuel. It's just he's full. Yeah, he's at 50. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's get back over here to our... We need to build more conveyor belts, and it's going to be iron plates. So we need to pick up all those. So let's just do that. Those going. Okay. And then back over here. Click that button again. This right here. Put it in there. And then that F key, picking it up, you can just pick stuff up off the belts, right? You just pick it right up off the belts if you need it. And we do need it because we need to get this thing going. All right. And go ahead and just put the rest back into there. Boop. All right, now we have the plates going. Not quite sure how we're going to fix this problem where we want to have the plates being output. We can have the plates being output, no problem. I just feel like maybe we shouldn't have put them side by side. Maybe there's a way to move this up, right? So move it up here where the coal would go up this way and it would get put into here, and then you would have the ore going in this direction, you'd have the fuel coming in this direction, and then you'd have it out going that way. I think that's how you're going to have to do it. So I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put 2 spaces in between both of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick all this stuff up. And when you pick something up, you get everything, right? And I'll show you what I mean here. I'll go ahead and pick all that up there so it gets out of my way. I'm going to go ahead and here, I'm going to put a belt. Yeah, just like that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get a inserter. I'm going to have an inserter do that. I'm going to have another inserter do that. So now I've got an inserter that's taking coal and putting it into itself, so it's powering itself, and then it's putting it over here, and then I'll have another inserter that's putting that out, and then I'll have a belt like that. So now I'm moving my steel plates out of the production area. You see what I'm saying? I think that's pretty cool. The only bad thing is it is quite ludicrous. Oh, look at that. That burner there doesn't have access to coal. Well, one thing at a time here. One thing at a time. Let's do that. And let's go back here to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. Let's get that going back this way, and then we're gonna need a guy doing that, and then we're gonna need a guy down here. That right? Yeah, moving that up, and then conveyors. Need a ton of those. You're never gonna stop needing these conveyors. In fact, I've seen people make conveyors. And like, there's gonna be a machine. You're gonna see here in a minute. I'm gonna show you a machine, and I have seen people have these machines make conveyors just because they get so tired of running out of conveyor parts that they'll have a machine just make them constantly. It never stops. That guy there, and then something like that, and then have this up here. Keep going out that way. More inserters, please. Now I thought there was a part of me that thought these inserters here, that they would work even though they had no power. And see, here's the bad part. You see this here? This thing isn't allowing this to get coal because it's taking so much of it. This thing needs 50 to be at max capacity. So we need to up our output here, okay? We need to up our output of coal. And that can be done fairly simple. I think I've seen, let me show you here what I'm talking about. I keep forgetting how you pick this stuff up. It's always right click. Because these inserters, they feed themselves first. Here to this. Do that. And this is that. And put those out. And then you got to have some kind of, coal to start the whole process. So we have to come up here, turn that off again, and then boop, 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 and boop. There we go. So now we've quadrupled the output, right? We just have tons and tons and tons of coal coming out. So we shouldn't have that problem now where this second one isn't getting fed because there's just not enough coming. Watch here and we'll see. Hopefully there'll be enough to, like, this one will grab the first two, but then after that, the third one should make its way. Oh, actually the second one back there. See? So now we got production going again, right? We're doing great. And you'll notice too that the first half, how we had it set up, was coming to the left-hand side, and now it's coming to the right-hand side. But these inserters don't really care. They're going to grab from either side. It's not going to be a big deal for them. And again, we need to keep 1, 2 between the two, because we're going to have that. That's just how we have it set up for right now. If you ever play this game, you can have it set up however you want. That's just how I'm doing it. In fact, I would probably recommend you not doing this. There's probably a YouTuber right now watching me do this and he's probably having a stroke just because of how inefficient the layout is. I apologize, son. Not my intention. Go. And look at that. I'm gonna come up here and I'm just gonna snag me some plates. There's 82 right there, 47 right there, and now I can make transport belts until the cows come home. There we go. Do I need one more inserter? I feel like I do, yeah. Oop. And there we go. And now our only problem is to figure out how to, am I really going to build this up one more and have an inserter that inserts into an inserter? Is that really what's going to happen? If I go up one more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I build this here. Okay, he can't reach that, but if I go up one more, it's going to be able to dump onto that right there, which is not ideal. But that will be an inserter that inserts to an inserter. I don't think that would be the worst thing, to tell you the truth. I've seen here. You need to be put right there. And then we'll have the inserter that feeds an inserter that feeds an inserter. Same thing with you. You come over here, we'll have an inserter that feeds an inserter that feeds an inserter. Hey, and look at that. Do you see how ridiculous this game can get? And we haven't even opened up the research tree yet. We haven't even talked about all the stuff you have to research and the technologies and how you have to manufacture things. So you can just see how ludicrous this game gets. I got pretty close in one of my playthroughs way back when the game was, man, it was about 10 years. Like, listen at me. Probably about, geez, feels like 10 years. About 6 years ago, I believe I got pretty close. I got all the way to purple science. Is that the last one? Purple? Yeah. It goes red, green, blue. Yeah, purple. And purple back then was what's called alien science. And you had to go, if you look at our mini map up here, yeah, these things are all off. Just do that. There's going to be, how do you do it where he just gives it one? There is one way where you can pick stuff up out of your inventory and you can just kind of like wave it over it and it'll just give it like one. I forget how to do that though. But if you look up here in the top right hand corner, you'll see red. There they are, right? And that red, they're aliens. And it used to be you had to go kill their base and they dropped these purple orbs. And the purple orbs would, they were called alien science. And you had to use them to make the purple science packs. And I gave up hope. Because killing those aliens, not easy. Not easy at all. Yeah. And this is why people like getting into electric as fast as possible, getting into the steam engine, because you can come down here. Oh, I ran all the way over there for trees and there were trees right here. What a silly head. You can run down here and you can grab water and you can pump that water all the way up to this area. And then you can put boilers in, and the boilers, they feed. You have to have coal to feed the boiler, and the boiler will superheat the water, and then the water will go into a steam engine, and that steam engine generates electricity. You can put an electric pole right here, and then instead of using the burner inserters, you use the power inserters, and they will use the power generated from the steam engine to operate all this stuff. So yes, you have to input coal, but the output is just energy, and then that energy will run this stuff. So you don't have to keep coming up here and like babysitting it, right? Like right now, all the coal that they're producing is ending up over here, and that's not a bad thing, you know. Like this is a good little system we got set up, right? I mean, I just went and picked up 171 plates and almost 100 coal, but it is a little arduous having to run back and forth and, you know, build this thing up. Like, that is less than ideal, especially when you don't click something. Oh, you can just hit shift and it'll put it nice of that. All right, so that's going to keep that going for just a second. And then out here, you might be asking yourself, well, what are you going to do with these steel plates? Well, we're going to come up here and we're going to do the exact same thing we did down there, and we're going to do it to the copper. And we're going to bring these copper plates and these steel plates, we're going to bring them together, and then we're going to start, where's the manufacturing? Boiler. Oh, we have steam engines and boilers right off the bat? Are you kidding? Oh man, we don't even need to spend time with this. Do we have electric furnaces? Or do we have to research those, I bet. Yeah. We only have the stone furnaces. Yeah, and those have to use coal. Eventually you're going to be able to do electric furnaces. But even if they use coal, if you're using electricity, oh man, there's the electric mining well. Okay, good. It's the pump, I guess, that we need. Okay, so the pump needs, and with this, the great thing about this game is that if you go up here and you pick this stuff up, and this is not the best way to do business, we actually can just go and make a one of these guys right quick and just throw him up here. We probably should have done that from the very beginning, like right when we were setting everything up. We probably should just run up here like we did this and just had this guy making I have any fuel on me? I bet I don't. Yeah, I don't. Just had him making getting that copper squared away. so that we could set up a, we get the copper going. But I think this is a pretty good first episode. I think you get an idea about how the game goes. You can see where it's going to go, at least. I'll keep playing this and RimWorld and Hunter. Space Engineers, I don't really know how I feel about Space Engineers. I crashed something. I'm not going to tell you what it is because the video is not out yet, but I crashed it pretty hardcore, and it broke my heart just a little bitty baby bit. So I'm a little bit upset. A little bit upset with Space Engineers right now. Man, that stuff just burns through the coal, doesn't it? I wouldn't have thought that it would be so inefficient with coal. I thought that would be a little bit more. This one up here has run forever on the coal that it has. It's becoming quite an issue too. I guess because we have so much of it locked up inside the furnaces. Perhaps we should have double. But I really just want to try to hedgehog into try to get the copper plates going. Oh, sorry, I'm in the way. I am the way. There we go. And I picked up this stuff, so throw it in there and start making me copper plates, please and thank you. What do you have to need for copper plates, or for this? Those copper cable. Oh yeah, here's something that I've been trying to say a couple of times, and I keep getting sidetracked because, you know, my brain. If we wanted to make this pump right here, and we can make two of them now. If we wanted to make this pump, we'd have to have one iron gear, two electrical circuits, and one pipe. If you just click on it, look at the bottom left hand corner, watch that screen. It makes all the precursor stuff for you, right? And then it just deposits what you want in your inventory. Let's think back to Space Engineers. If you needed to make something in Space Engineers, you have to physically walk over to the panel and you have to physically say, make me 50 construction components. And then it'll make it for you. But it really doesn't need to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't need to be so how do I want to say it? Like the immersion. Like, I understand if they're going for immersion. Okay, I get that. But it's so, I don't know. It seems so childish, you know, that something that would be like in our world, that would be a quality of life update. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would just be something that a company would do, and then everybody would be like, oh, thank God they, like, if you owned a Tesla, right? And the Tesla, perfect example. Okay, here you go. Finally, it came to me. Muse, inspiration. So there was a guy who owned a Tesla, and if you don't know, Teslas have automatic windshield wipers. They turn on when they detect rain, right? But when you walk up to your Tesla and you want to enter it, it's off, right? The Tesla is off. You walk up and you want to enter it. You put your hand on the door handle, and if the doggle is close to the car, and when you pull up the door handle, the Tesla door unlocks because the doggle is near. The second that the doggle unlocks the car and you pull up on the handle, the car turns on. And when it detects water, if it had rained and now it stopped raining and it detects water on the windshield, it immediately turns on the windshield wipers, which meant that if you were a Tesla owner and you were walking outside your Tesla and it had rained and there was water on the windshield, and you put your hand underneath the door handle to open it and you pulled up, you immediately got splashed with water because the windshield wipers would kick on. So some dude sends out a Twitter and is like, hey, Elon Musk, like, please get this fixed. And Elon like comes back like 10 minutes later and is like, okay, yeah, that's going to get fixed in the next update. It's so quick that it's like a quality of life thing. In Space Engineers, I really kind of feel like, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, dude, you can go up and click on the deal. Like, you can click on the thruster and it'll build the thruster components for you. But it's so ugly having to sit there and wait, and then you don't have enough space in your inventory, so you can't take all the components with you. I don't know. Like, I know they're trying to be immersive, and I know they're trying to make it, there has to be some shred of difficulty in the game. Like, it can't be, you know, everything can't be done for you, but there's a part of me that thinks that some things can be done as like quality of life updates, you know, where sure, the first like this game, like the first 20 minutes, we're having to do a lot of this stuff by hand. But I do not have to go and mine stuff by hand and then do this, that, or the other by hand. I have machines doing it for me, right? And I don't have to go and search for an iron vein. I don't have to go and mine out the iron ore. Yes, this stuff is on the surface, but I believe this is some type of representation of the real world, how iron veins are massive, okay? And there's tons and tons of iron there, and that you can extract it, you know, fairly easily. You know, on a new planet. On an older planet, you know, that might not be true. Now, I think there's a way to hook these up in series. I think it's this. Okay, and now they're saying here that they need... Oh, they're not generating anything because the boilers aren't hooked up. I didn't buy boilers. Okay, I'm going to buy some boilers here. And this will be the last thing I do. Then I'm going to call it a night here. I'm tired. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and pick this up. Now, this is a boiler, so it goes... I want to do... Yeah, I'm going to pick all that up. Because these boilers are massive. So 1, 2, 3. I have to pick that up, 4, 5. There's 5 boilers in a row. And then 1 and 2 of those. Okay. Now, this is what I was saying earlier. We're gonna go to these inserters and we're gonna make them, but we're gonna make the electric inserters because we want to use electricity to feed the coal in there. We don't want to use coal anymore. There's no reason. 96 plates. See what I'm saying? Like, that's just so nice to walk up and have 96 of something. And because it's in my inventory, I don't have to, like, and this guy will make stuff for me. Like, I don't have to like beg him to do it. Like, I don't have to go and stand in front of something and wait. Here's my electric insert. I'm gonna go ahead and just switch out my inserter thing, to tell you the truth. Can I take that off my... Nope, I can't. Okay, that's there forever. Let's see, we're gonna have at least 4 of those, so we need at least 2 more. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Let's go pick up all this, and we're gonna need all those. Yep. Get all this figured out. So we are going to need a conveyor belt. We're going to need to have miners, and the miners are going to have... Let's think about this. We're going to need to have the miners. Let's go ahead and get those up here. The drills, right? The drill... Gonna look something like that. Is that just gonna break the whole thing? I hope so. Oh no. No, I need this rock to go away. Perfect. Okay. And then... Oh, no. I use the electric ones, right? Don't I have the electric miner? I do. That's why. Okay. My brain was having an aneurysm. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Okay, we need a ton more plates, steel plates. Maybe I took away the coal too quickly. You know what? I know what I can do. There's 34. There's 73. Okay, great. Now here we go. 1, 2, 3. We'll do 4 of those. And look, all this stuff down here is just being made. Yes, after a while, the stuff that you're going to ask it to make is going to be ungodly difficult, right? And you really need to have the machines make it for you. But right now, not a big deal. Okay, so this is our miner. We can have the miner. I'm going to have them do this. And you're going to see why here in a second, because I'm going to wrap this around. I know this is going to be a little inefficient down here on the bottom, but it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So I'm going to have this here. Yep. I'm going to have it wrap around this way. Do that, and then go up. Then continue. Perfect. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want to have the electric inserters here generating or moving, like pushing that into here, so that we'll mine the coal here. The coal will come out, be picked up here, it'll go into the burner, so that the burners are making more electricity, so that this loop right here will always be working. Like, we will always have power first, right? And then whatever's left over from power is going to make its way down here to go into the rest of the the base here. And then we're going to be ripping out some of this stuff because we don't need coal anymore. We're going to be using the electric miners. But let's go make some telephone poles here. Excuse me, power poles, because we're going to need some power poles. Perfect. So here. Now we're going to do this, and that blue footprint lets you know that you're pulling power from both of those. We're just going to run it just like this. Good for me. Okay. Now the red says, hey, you have power, but we're just out of it, right? I'm going to come down here to this guy. Let me turn that off right quick. Can I just turn that off? Thanks. Down here to this guy. Put 50 into him. Put 50 into him. 50 into him. Oops. There, and then this one put 50. Okay. Now we should be making energy here. We should be going. Water goes into the boiler. Steam is 200 of 200. Output 0.46. What are we doing here? Tell me that this is probably some kind of output. Yeah, look, see that thing there? That's steam. So that needs to go. Gosh darn it. Okay. Okay, let's rip this up. It turns out that there's an output for steam, which I guess, could we use pipes for that? I wonder if we can use pipes for that. Can you make the pipes? How do you make a pipe turn? I don't think. Oh, you do that. Okay. So let's do that. Where are our burners at? Here. These are our boilers. Now again, I didn't quite see it, but there's a steam symbol right there. So this right here is like throughput for water. How does that not fit now? Oh, because I went up too. Oop. That's throughput for water. So I wonder, can I output steam? Like, will that? If I output steam that way, I wonder if that'll work. Let's make sure we have a footprint here for both of those. Okay. So, you know what? I probably, yep, I'm going to need to. So that again. All right. Take two. Hey, look at that. The steam engine looks like it's working. Those miners there, they look like they're working. I don't have the inserters to keep this up. I put the steam. I should have turned this around. I'll turn it around right quick. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. In fact, probably can just do this. Where's my boiler at? Do it that way. Perfect. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strip that up. My pipe here. Like I said, if you're coming here for the latest and greatest in how to make this game work, I apologize, because you are not going to. These right here are underground pipes. We're going to use it right here. We're going to use these underground pipes right here, just because I need to have access from left to right. So we're going to go ahead and just fix that right now. There we go. So now this just goes underground and comes up over here. And now where's our electric inserters? There, 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 and there. And it's saying that it doesn't have power. Let's go ahead and pick up some of this Coal here. We'll run back and we're going to go ahead and just get this. We probably will get power just putting it into the first one here. So let's just go up. Turn that off. Put that there. Get a little bit of power going. A little bit of power going. And that's a great example too, showing you how the system can fail, right? So now there's electricity going through this system. This is making the coal. The coal is going around this bin. These inserters should be picking up coal and putting it in here if this thing needs it, right? So this one's at 24. I feel like it ought to be pulling coal off this belt. And I don't know why it's not doing it. I guess because we're at maximum power right now. So I guess it just doesn't feel like we need to pull any off of it. But these inserters right here run off of electricity, where the other ones were coal. So you see how this is just a much more efficient system. We don't have to figure out how to get coal into an inserter or into a drill and then feed that inserter or drill, right, with coal. So yeah, this is Factorio in a nutshell. We're going to come over here, and I guess we can just leave this system working for right now, but we do need to build another one that looks just like this up here for copper, because copper and iron are going to be our fundamental building products. Are building, essentials. There's a lot of really great people who have played this game to death, and they just have a ton of fun with it. Very, very, very intelligent people who have the train systems up. They have all these intricate artillery systems and flamethrowers. I don't know if we're ever going to get there. I just kind of like showing off games like this. Like I said, you guys out there might be hunters, and then you look at something like this and you think, good God, man, what are you doing? What are you wasting my time with? But games like this exist, and they're fun. Like I said, if you're a number cruncher, the great thing about this is that this game gives you quantitative numbers. Like, exactly how much this produces per second, and exactly how much these things move per second. So you can really figure out, like, is 4 enough? You might find that 4 isn't enough. Like, it doesn't produce enough to maintain the demand for all of these boilers. So this might be, that boiler right there doesn't have an inserter. You just notice that, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just might not be enough. And you can figure that out before you run into a problem in the game by just doing the numbers. Okay. So anyway, have a great day, folks. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoy the little Factorio look. This game is very, very similar to oh dear, I forget the name of it now. Satisfactory. But I think this is the real McCoy. I think this is the real deal. Start with this game, then go into Satisfactory when you're done. Anyway, have a great day, folks. Bye-bye. This is not the playthrough where I told you that I had gotten close to the end, but I did find this save just as I stopped that other video. So this is just how crazy this game can get. And if you really stop and put your put your head together and think about like how your demand and your supply can figure out like it can look really pretty. And this is by no means a large footprint. This is an insanely small footprint base in this game. But what I'm trying to do is something that you see with computers called a main bus, where this area here is, I'm going to refer to it as my main bus, where every single iron plate and copper plate, which I said are the essentials, they're the basics, they come through this area. And then everything that gets made out of those, every other single core component, let me just turn that music down one more second. I don't know what's happening here. 37. All right. So everything that's made, let me just go ahead and show you here. These basic components, like you start with this is what you get from mining and smelting. And then this is a basic component. The copper cable is a basic component. The iron stick, the cogs, the cards, all of that stuff will get pulled off the main bus at some point. It'll be manufactured, and then it'll be put back on the main bus, right? So these steel plates, they're put on the main bus here. They're pulled off, a portion is pulled off the main bus and is made into cogs, and then the cogs are put back on the main bus. And the reason why you want everything going through here is so that those cogs can be pulled off and combined with things, right, to make red science. And really what I should have is I should have that red science probably not loop back and be here on the main bus, but there should be a science main bus on this side. And I think that's what I was trying to do, where this right here, this whole area would be science, where the red would come down here in the middle, just like the iron is. We would use, the red and what other components we need to make the blue or make green, and then the green to make blue, and then blue to make purple. And then all that science would be right here on the main drag, this main bus for science. And then back over here, we would still have a main bus for all the other components, right? You see that I'm actually getting up to the circuit cards here. And as my technology increases, because here I've only researched like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. As my technology increases and I get more base components, let's see if I can find a new base component for you. There you go, like a motor, right? There's an engine. That's a base component for other things that'll come later. You'll need engines to make other things. The personal robotics port will probably use engines, and it'll probably use a great many of them. Building the robots will probably have engines, and you're going to have a great many of them, right? So the idea here is that once you get a new basic component like engines, it needs to be put on the main bus as well, so they can be pulled off and used to construct things, off to the side. So this is just kind of what the game looks like. Right now you see like the main bus ends in these boxes. Eventually I should pull the main bus all the way down, and it should just go on forever. And originally, like your main bus, you should find a place on the map that's uninterrupted. And that's what I did. I found this gigantic runway deal here, so my main bus could just be gargantuan. And I got super lucky because I found some more copper and some more iron, so that I could bolster my main bus with more ore to make more plates, yada yada yada. So this is just a base that I'm so happy that the game, I guess it saves to a cloud. I was leaving and about to upload the other video, and then I just saw this one. I was like, what? So yeah, humble beginnings, right? And by no means is this a big base. This is actually insanely tiny compared to, I've seen people who, this map over here to the right, this entire thing is base, so just every single square inch is manufacturing. And then they have trains that go to other bases that are just as big doing manufacturing there. I've seen people who have bases devoted to just one thing, like this whole screen just makes iron plates, and then a train takes them away to a main bus somewhere else, right? So it's so clean that the main bus, literally, you don't even see this part of it. A train just brings in the components. Anyway, here is Factorio again, just one last time to take a look at it. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.